Right. Right. Join us on Facebook and on YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Lo- every week I come and I say lots of things are happening, but as we get closer to Olympics and just the other events that are happening for this year, yeah, man, sporting activities they are keeping, will be keeping, and will be keeping you up to date. See that? Right. So the Jamaica Premier League playoffs was on Monday. Exciting matches. And what's even, I think, more exciting about the playoffs is that the teams have it all to play for come Monday night. So you want to hear about those results, stick and stay. The pen relays are currently happening in Philadelphia. So we'll talk about the Jamaican girls performance and some of the field event performance that took place. This morning, the Shanghai Diamond League that took place as well. So we'll give you an up to date as to what is happening, how did the Jamaicans perform. Again, it's still early in the season, so we're looking for, some of the athletes making their debut for the season. Some haven't as yet, and we're still waiting patiently. And of course, the NBA playoffs, that's also on. So we'll get you up to date as to where the matches are, which teams are on the brink of going home, which teams are progressing. So it is going to be quite an exciting time today. And it's so good when I can come and we can just talk about sports for 1 hour, it's just all sports. I look forward to your company. And of course, if it is that you're not able or you don't get to catch all the shows when they do happen, you can also download the Love 101 app that's in the App Store or the Google Play Store, right? So Love 101 FM Jamaica. You can listen to the show as a podcast, so you can have it on the go. And of course, remember to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, send us a WhatsApp. It's always exciting to hear from you. Always excited to see, what other Jamaicans and what areas of the Jamaicans are performing in. So that's that. Great. All right. So let's start with some football because things are turning. I know last week we tried to speak to CEO of the PFLJL, Owen Hill. We'll continue our conversation with him hopefully next week after this first round of the playoffs have been completed. But yeah, so let's talk about what happened last Monday when the teams played, because as I said, the matches were exciting. I mean, I was excited, and it's always that the games are close. So guess what? All the teams have it all to play for come Monday night. No team really has a significant advantage in the playoffs. And I guess that's something that is good because, that means that the crowd, let's talk about the crowd, because when you looked in the crowd on Monday night, you could definitely see, and thanks for those who listened and actually went down to Sabina to watch the matches, because the crowd was it was a big crowd. I know they had to open another set of stands to accommodate the fans who came. So it was really a good turnout, and they're hoping for obviously the same turnout come Monday, right? So Monday night, the two teams or the teams will go again and play. And I'll tell you, just in case to remember. So Portmore United, they'll play Arnett Gardens. That match will start at 5. And the Tivoli Gardens Waterhouse match, that will begin at 8 o'clock. So you have enough time after work to go down to Savannah. If you don't catch the first match at 5 o'clock, you can always catch the next match at 8 o'clock. Right. And of course, there are certain regulatories that the Jamaica Premier League has sent out. No weapons allowed. So please, when you go in there, there's just certain rules that they've just sent out as reminders to the general public who are coming to watch the match. That's one of the general reminders that they sent out this week. So looking forward to see the games that will come up on Monday. Of course, I want to share with you the actual results of last Monday. Well, yes, right. Last Monday's games. So I'm about to give you those scores, and which is why you will understand when I say the teams have it all to play for. So both matches on Monday actually ended in a 1-0 draw. The first play was Waterhouse Tivoli Gardens. That ended in a 1-all score line, with goals coming from Javane Bryan and Lennox Russell. And in the later match, that was Arnett Gardens versus Portmore United. Philando Wing was the scorer for Portmore United, and Fabian Reed was the scorer for Arnett Gardens. So looking forward to what will happen in the Jamaica Premier League. Yeah, man. Exciting things. Go out and support the teams. And yeah, let's get football in Jamaica. Let's keep the momentum and keep in terms of the excitement around football in Jamaica. Cool. So we go further afield because things, on each other side, things are happening as it relates to the English Premier League. And so as we move to the English Premier League, I want to talk to you about the matches that were actually played on Sunday in the English Premier League, and we'll go to those games. Right. So in the English Premier League on Sunday, Everton, they defeated Nottingham Forest 2-0. Aston Villa, they defeated Bournemouth 3-1. Crystal Palace, they defeated West Ham 5-2. And Liverpool defeated Fulham 3-1. Now, importantly, I would have said last week that Chelsea would have lost their FA Cup finals to Manchester City. And on Sunday, the other semi-finals would have been played, which would be Manchester United versus Coventry. Manchester United, they came out victorious over Coventry 4-2 on penalties. And so it will be a battle royal of the Manchester. It would be a Manchester derby for the FA Cup finals. And of course, it's always the talk of who is better, what color really reigns in Manchester. Is it blue or light blue, or is it red? So we'll see when the FA final comes up, which team will take the trophy. All right. And then later in the week, Arsenal, yes, they defeated Chelsea. That's my side. Yeah, they defeated Chelsea by 5-0. I'm still very hurting about that match, but it is for the greater good. All the Chelsea fans out there, take heart, my friends. Take heart. Don't be daunted by the poor results that the side is currently putting out. Anyways, atrocious, by the way. Manchester City, they would have defeated Brighton 4-0, and that's back in the Premier League. So Manchester United and Manchester City, and also Chelsea, their Premier League games would have been postponed because they were taking part in the FA Cup semi-finals. And so those games were played later down in the week, right? And so this morning, Liverpool and West Ham, they played to a 2-2 draw. Fulham Crystal Palace, they played to a 1-1 draw. Manchester United Burnley, they played to a 1-1 draw. Newcastle defeated Sheffield United 5-1. Wolves, they defeated Luton 2-1. And after 84 minutes, Everton is leading Brentford 1-0. And before we go to the break, let's see what the point standings are now as it relates to the English Premier League. Let's see who has separated themselves, if the top four has separated or not. All right, so at the top of the standings, Arsenal, they lead on 77 points, and they've played 34 games. Important statistic. Manchester City, they're in second on 76 points. They've played one game less than Arsenal. So they're 33 games on 76 points. Liverpool, they've played 35 games so far for the season. They're on 75 points in third. Aston Villa, important because, and this is the club of Leon Bailey. Important because they've played 34 games so far, Aston Villa, and they're currently in fourth on 66 points. It means Aston Villa have now 1 foot in the door as it relates to qualifying for the Champions League. So usually it's the top four that qualifies for the Champions League. And there are other things too, because if a side that's not in the top four wins the Champions League, then that side would automatically qualify, which means that the person who finished fourth does not qualify. But that's not the case now, because as it stands, there will be none of the English teams. Well, there's no longer any English team in the Champions League, and so it would definitely be the top four that will qualify for the Champions League next season. And so Aston Villa, they are in the driving seat as it relates to that fourth place position. Tottenham, they're in fifth on 60 points, and they would qualify for the Europa League. And Manchester United, they're in sixth on 54 points, but still not safe in sixth, as Newcastle is just behind them on 1 point. And further is West Ham on 5 points behind them. So it's still pretty close as it relates to what will happen between fifth and seventh, I would say. Right. Well, really sixth and seventh, because I think Tottenham also has kind of separated themselves somewhat from Manchester United, but there's still a lot of games to be played. Not so many, but there's still quite a few numbers of games to go for the season. And so we will continue to look as to what will happen in the English Premier League at the top of the table. So let's talk about the bottom of the table as it relates to the English Premier League now. So what's really going on for those sides in the relegation zone? Yeah. So, of course, Sheffield United, they are already relegated. So it's the Fat Lady has sung. They're not playing Premier League, English Premier League, top flight Premier League next season. Cool. Burnley, they're in 19th on 24 points. And they are 1 point below Luton, who they're in 18th on 25 points. No, it's the top 17 teams that continue to progress in the English Premier League. So, but what does that mean, you might ask? Nottingham Forest, they're in 17th. That's the safe position on 26 points. So Nottingham is 1 point ahead of Luton, 2 points ahead of Burnley. It is still, and all of these three teams, they're playing to secure one spot. And that is what makes it so interesting in the relegation zone. And these are the teams that will play their hearts out because they don't want their team to go down. And it's only really one spot that the three teams are playing for. So those teams tend to play their best football at the end of the season and disrupt what goes on at the top. So we'll have a battle going on for the title, and there's also a battle going on as to which two of the three teams in relegation problems, which one of the three will go up, as in continue in the Premier League, and which two teams will be relegated to the English Football League. Of course, I saw this morning that Leicester City, they were once, they were part of the Premier League, but they got relegated, I think, last season. They have now been promoted back to the Premier League. So Leicester City, they will play top flight Premier League football come next season. All right, so we're gonna go for a break right here on Sports Talk, but of course we still have lots to talk about, especially on the track and field scene. So we'll be right back here on with Sports Talk on the family station, Love 101 FM.
That dream bathroom stuck in your head? Join H&L Rapid True Values Meet the Experts event Saturday, April 20 and 27. Free advice, big deals, and giveaways. Don't miss out. Doors open 8 a.m. Start right. Start here. H&L Rapid True Value. Conditions apply.
Hey party people, introducing new Alka-Seltzer Boost. Just 2 effervescent tablets and you'll be dancing to the rhythm again. Say goodbye to hangover blues and hello to life with Alka-Seltzer Boost.
Hey everybody, it's time for Small People with Auntie Vashti.
That's right, it's the Small People Show with me, Auntie Vashti, every Monday to Friday at 4:30 p.m. Listen up, children, this is our time, and every day we want you in on the great things we are doing inside the Small People Show. We come to have fun. We come to help you through those rough days. We're educational, inspirational, and the Small People Show with Auntie Vashti is taking over the nation. Every child must know that they are special because God created you special. That's the Small People Show with me, Auntie Vashti. Monday to Friday at 4:30 p.m. It's on the family station, Love 101.
With inspiration and every afternoon, Small People.
Get ready for an inspiring time inside Love in the Morning with me, your host, Jakar Dyer, this Monday, April 29. Listen throughout the show for tips on how to become the best version of who you are in the future becoming you. Grab your cup of coffee and start the day right with the Morning Coffee Pick Me Up devotional at 6 a.m. Then cruise with Love on the Radio inside Drive Time Jammings with great music to lift your day. At 8:30 a.m. inside The Healthy Way, we discuss crashing fatigue in menopause. And at 9:30, we wrap things up with something more. Brought to you by the Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center. So stick and stay with us. This Pick Me Up Monday inside Love in the Morning, 5 to 10 a.m. on the family station, Love 101. Make sure your money.
Welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. And we continue with what's happening in the world of sports as we switch to the NBA playoffs. And so we're going to just give you an update as to what has happened so far in the playoffs. Some teams, they're doing okay. Other teams, they're on the brink of being eliminated. But we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. All right. So let's quickly go into. So of course we had a playing tournament. And that qualified sides to now have the top 8 teams now play against each other. So on game 1 was last Saturday for the East Coast, well, East and West, right? So we'll just give you the results. So first match that was played, Cavaliers versus Magic. Cavaliers, they defeated the Magic in their first game, 97-83. Timberwolves, they defeated Suns in the first game, 120-95. New York Knicks, first game against the Philadelphia 76ers, they defeated them 111-104. The Nuggets, they defeated the Lakers in their first match. And all these matches were played last week, Saturday. They defeated the Denver Nuggets defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 114-103. And just to say that these matches are 7 series. It means the first team that wins gets to 4 wins, they will progress to the next round in the playoffs. And until they get to the they will then crown the Eastern Conference the Eastern Conference champions will be crowned, and then the Western Conference champions will be crowned, and then both champions of each conference will play for the NBA title. So that's what which makes all the games being played in the playoffs so important. All right. On Sunday now, the Boston Celtics, they defeated the Miami Heat 114-94. Los Angeles Clippers, they defeated the Dallas Mavericks 109-97. The Milwaukee Bucks, they defeated the Indiana Pacers 109-94. The Oklahoma Thunder, they defeated the New Orleans Pelicans 94-92. And then onto the game 2, Cavaliers, they got another victory against Magic. So at that time on Monday, they were leading 2-0 in that series. Knicks also won against 76ers. Nuggets, they also won against Lakers again. Timberwolves, they also won against Suns. On the Eastern Conference, the Pacers, they were able to level the series on Tuesday against the Bucks 125-108. The same for the Mavericks. They were able to level their series on Tuesday against the Clippers, going 96-93 over them. The Heat, they were able to also level the series against the Celtics, winning 111-101. And the Oklahoma Thunder, they took a 2-0 advantage, and this was on Wednesday against the New Orleans Pelicans. All right, so let's now go to Thursday's games. Magic, they then have no Cavaliers equal series early in the week. On Wednesday, the Magic, they defeated the Cavaliers, and at that time, now the score would have been 2-1 in the series. 76ers, they would have won against Knicks, so that would have been made the series 2-1. The Lakers, the Nuggets, they defeated the Lakers again, which made that series 3-0. And the Pelicans, the Pacers, they defeated the Bucks 121-118 in overtime. So the Pacers on Thursday would have had a 2-1 advantage against the Bucks. The Mavericks, they hold a 2-1 advantage after beating the Clippers 109-90. That was last night. And the Suns, the Timberwolves, they hold a 126-109 advantage against the Suns. All right. So let's talk about how far we are in the series now. So the Magic and the Cavaliers, that game is actually going on now with the Cavs leading by 65-68, and they're in quarter 3. Later today, the New Orleans Pelicans, they will play the Oklahoma Thunder, and that match will start at 2:30. So it's now Oklahoma leading 2-0 in that series, which means that series could end in 4 games. For the Cavaliers game, it means that game will actually have to go 5 games or more to be completed. All right. In the Heat versus Celtics, this game will also have to go to 5 games. They will play at 5 o'clock, and the Lakers, they now stand a chance of being the first team, or they're now in the hot seat because they're now could be the first team to be eliminated from this playoffs. Because if they lose against the Nuggets tonight, then the Lakers, that would be the end of their season, and the Nuggets will progress because the Nuggets, they're currently leading that series by 3-0. Tomorrow, the 76ers, they will play the Knicks, with the New York Knicks leading that series 2-1. The Mavericks, they will play Clippers. Mavs are currently leading that series 2-1. Indiana Pacers, I think that's it. So, and then we will see how the rest of the game goes. So next week, by the time we get to next week, Saturday, we'll already start another set of games. And we will see which teams would have been eliminated, both from the East and from the West. As I said, the Lakers right now, they're kind of in the hot seat because they're currently losing 3-love. Tomorrow, it would be the Suns that would be in the hot seat because they're currently losing their series 3-love. And as I said, it takes 4 wins from any of the teams for the team to progress. So that's what's going on in the NBA playoffs. There's also talk about, just chatter in terms of what's going on with the Lakers. Many persons are not pleased with what's going on with Mr. LeBron James, and his post-match press conferences have been very interesting. And people there are persons saying if it was Kobe would not be making those remarks. And I understand. I mean, I don't think people understand in terms of where LeBron is currently in his career. I mean, for me, LeBron is possibly at the end, close to the end of his career. I think he is looking forward to playing with Bronny James. That's his son. And I think once that mission has been completed, that I think he'll just call it a day. I mean, one of the interesting things for me personally is that I was once I supported Lakers, but I'm not the best or not a fan of LeBron. Whilst I admire his skill set, all of that, I'm not a fan. And so, I was like, yeah, it made me sort of feel some kind of way when he joined my team. But, I'll be happy to see the back of him. Let's just say that. I'll be happy to see. One important thing that I didn't mention, though, earlier, just skipping back as it relates to football, still news circling in terms of, talks to be had with Leon Bailey and the JFF and, President Ricketts saying that he's confident that they can come to some sort of arrangement. Yeah, one day we will talk about that in some fulsome and my thoughts truly on what's happening with that situation, and just how I just think that on both sides of the fence that we can do what is right to make it right. But definitely some comments have come out as it relates to that situation that I kind of find unkind, to say the least. And I don't think that when we get to a certain level of professionalism, that certain things aren't to be said. Yeah. When you reach a certain when you reach a certain stage in life, or when you are a part of a certain association and you hold certain positions, like certain things I don't think you should say about players, and I don't think players either should say certain things about the associations, and that's just that. So we're gonna go for another break, and on the next half of the show, we'll be talking track and field, and more track and field. I'm sure you're excited to hear what's happening at the Penn Relays with our teams, as well as what happened this morning. Yeah, at 6 o'clock. Another 6 o'clock Diamond League meet. Yeah, that happened this morning in Shanghai, China. So we'll talk about that as well, and how the Jamaicans perform. So we'll be right back here on Sports Talk on the family station, Love 101 FM.
With
better paying jobs overseas and locally with City and Guilds International Skills Certificates at IIRQ Academy. In 2 to 3 months, get qualified in welding, fabrication, and pipework, carpentry, construction, painting and decoration, and plant maintenance. No subjects required, no age limits, no entrance test. Register this week and get 2 subjects for free. Online face-to-face evening and Saturday classes begin very soon. Starting soon at IIRQ, 9 to 18 months, advanced diplomas and associate degrees in motor vehicle repairs, electrical and electronic engineering, and logistics supply chain management. Call us at 876-322-4029. Visit us at 32 Hope Road, Kingston, 1 Perry Road, Montego Bay.
Ready to experience 6 times more freshness in your clothes? Try Downy Scent Beads. Its fragrance is so amazing, you have to sniff it to believe it. Try Downy Scent Beads today. 6 times more freshness versus using detergent alone.
You are a dedicated small business owner dreaming big of growing your business and reaching new heights. With Access Financial Services, you can grow from where you are to where you want to be. Grow from a corner shop to your very own store, from truck driver to trucking fleet, from hairdresser to your own salon. Secure your small business loan of up to $20 million and watch as your business grows from plan to possibilities. Grow your business today with Access Financial Services. Conditions apply.
Every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. on Love 101, you're invited to listen to The Revival of Truth with Bishop Augustine Odie. There is life beyond the surface, life that is divine, life that is eternal, and you can hear the truth of God's Word and go deeper in purpose. Revival of Truth with Bishop Augustine Odie, Sundays 2:30 to 3 p.m. on the family station, Love 101.
Welcome back to Sports Talk right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. Thank you for sticking and staying with us, of course. If you'd like to join the conversation, please do at 876-997-3125, or you can send me a message on Facebook and or YouTube. I'll be sure to hail you up. Hailing up now, Hugh Smalling and Janet Brooks. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. All right, so this morning we had the second in the Diamond League series, and that was held again in China. So 2 meets held in one last week, and then the other this week. This one, well, today, this morning, was held in Shanghai. So let's talk about the results and how the Jamaicans performed this morning as it relates to the Diamond League. I think the first person that was up this morning was Daniel Thomas Judd. She finished 8th with her best throw being 19.08 meters. So, I mean, Daniel had an okay, I think last week I said it, she had an okay indoor performance, not seeing that yet translating to outdoor, but we're hoping for progress as it relates, or good progress as it relates to for the rest of the season, as she, well, everybody really looking to qualify for not only qualify, but make a mark for the Olympics. In another field event, Christoph Brown, his second Diamond League, this time a little lower, jumped a little lower than he did last week. This morning he finished 8th in the high jump with 2.16 meters. So not yet, he still has not made the Olympic qualifying standard, but we look forward to see what else Christoph will give for the rest of the season. In the 400 meters for women, we had one participant in that, Stephanie Ann McPherson. She finished 6th in a season's best time of 53.75 seconds. That event was won by Paulinho, and she's from the Dominican Republic. and she won in 50.89. Moving on to the next event, that happened in the Diamond League this morning. Of course, we're going through the Jamaican performers, or the participants from Jamaica who would have run, jumped, hopped, or skipped this morning in the Diamond League. All right, so moving on to the 100 meters for men, Akeem Blake finished fifth in 10.23 seconds, slower than he ran, I believe, last week. I think he did 10.20 seconds last week. And then Rohan Watson finished sixth in 10.29 seconds. I guess, again, lower than he ran last week, which was 10.27 seconds. So no improvement really on the time, but I am sure lots of experience being gained. We had two participants in the long jump for men coming with Kerry McLeod. He finished fourth and he leapt 7.93 meters. And Tajay Gale, he finished ninth in 7.56 meters. I do believe this is possibly Tajay's first outing for the season. And Kerry would have competed on the indoor circuit. So we're seeing some of it kind of translating. I mean, we are still looking forward to better performances from them. In the women's 100-meter hurdles, we had two participants in that. Danielle Williams, last year's World Championships gold medalist, world champion in Budapest, Hungary. She finished third in 12.74 seconds. And another Jamaican finish, Megan Tapper, she finished seventh in a season's best run of 12.83 seconds. The event was won by the Puerto Rican Jasmine Camacho Quinn. And it was an interesting, boy, that race was so interesting because Toby Amusan, who is the current world record holder, she actually false started. But was running under protest. Well, she ran under protest, actually won the game, but because of the false start, then Jasmine would have won. I think, though, it's going to be interesting in the 100-meter hurdles for women this season. It is shaping up to be, boy, a very interesting event. I mean, even for Jamaica, I mean, there are only 3 spots to the Olympics, and I'm sure somebody will not be on the plane heading to Paris. You know, Danielle Williams, there's Megan Tapper, there's Brittany Anderson, who's returning, there's Karika Hill, there's Akira Nugent, and there's so many others, because there's also like Onika Wilson and some of these girls who would have transitioned to university last. I mean, I think in terms of time, even though sometimes when the Jamaican trials take place, sometimes I would say you don't get the best performance out of the athletes, especially if they've already made the Olympic qualifying standard. The reason for that is everybody's tense, and it's the anticipation of, just finishing top 3. I would have said a few weeks ago that the Olympics, it is unlike the World Championships where, you get as defending champion, you'd get an automatic qualification into the World Championships. Also, in terms of you could win a Diamond League and get a ticket to go to qualify to go to the World Championship. For the Olympics, it's just top 3. You just make the top 3 or you just don't qualify. And so a lot rides on, especially in the Olympic year, a lot rides on the qualification. And so you don't get to see the best performances, but you still get it's still a quality team that will represent the country. And I'm definitely looking forward, especially because of past few, well, not few, but two Olympics, I think they've been dominated by the women, and I'm looking forward to see what the men will bring. And of course, we had another Jamaican participating this morning in the Shanghai Diamond League. That is of Hansel Hartrait. He finished third in the 110-meter hurdles in a season's best time of 13.26. And so, personally, I like that every time Hansel has run now, that he's running a season's best time. And even, for him to be running these times at this type of season, I'm just hoping that, he stays injury free, just like I hope for the other athletes, of course, to stay injury free. Hoping that he stays injury free, and I'm sure he will be looking to defend his Olympic crown, because yes, he is the defending champion in the 110-meter hurdles. So we're definitely looking forward to that. Of course, I've heard talks, the big names, they have not made their season opener as yet. So we're talking about Shelley and Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson, Sharika Jackson. But we're hoping over the next week or two, by the time we get to the Jamaica Invitational, and that will come up on May 11th, by the time we get to that point in the season, that all of our ladies would have made their debut for the season. But we're looking forward to what is to come. I do believe the next Diamond League that will happen in Doha, and that will happen on May 10. So we're looking forward to that. Of course, I don't think we will have as many Jamaicans participating in Doha as the day after. We'll be having more invitational, and I'm sure a lot of our Jamaicans have confirmed for the running at the Jamaica Invitational. So we're looking forward still to carry the results of the Doha Diamond League, and that's on May 10. So we'll carry that not in next week's show, but week after next. Right, so that is related to the Diamond League. Things are heating up. It's good to see, some of the other athletes. I think I don't know. People always asking me about Shakari, so let me tell you about her result today. And then there were talks this morning, when I was on one of the social media platforms, about Shakari's performance and Fred Curley's performance. And I think I will have to reiterate all the time to persons looking for, you're not going to get fantastic times. I mean, the only person who I think is doing some crazy stuff at this point in the season is long jumper Armand Duplantis from Sweden. I mean, he jumped this morning, just a regular, regular seasons, not seasons, but meet record of 6 meters. And he also went after putting the world record up by 6.25 meters. And trust me, he made 3 attempts and they weren't so far. So, I mean, I'm just looking forward to what this young man, what he will bring for the rest of the season. I did promise you in terms of the results of the 200-meter women. So let's go to that. In the 200-meter women, Daryl Neater of Great Britain, she actually won in 22.62 seconds. And Shakari Richardson of the US, she was third in 23.11 seconds. And so, again, still early for the season. I'm surprised that Shakari is running at this point in the season, but we'll see how it is that the coaches will keep their athletes fit. Not necessarily a long season, but just a lot riding on this season. Right, so yeah. Right, so that's what happened in the Diamond League that took place this morning in Shanghai. We're going to go for another break on Sports Talk. And when we come back, we talk about what's happening at the Penn Relays happening in Philadelphia. We'll be right back.
Keep your career options open for local and overseas job opportunities in the booming hospitality and tourism industry with City and Guilds and ABE and Guild certification at Distinction College. Start online and face-to-face classes very soon in a career of high demand for workers globally and get certified in housekeeping, food preparation, waitering, travel, tourism, and hospitality, bartending and mixology, customer service, call center, cake baking and decorating, airline ticketing. No subjects require, no age limit. Register this week and get an additional course for free. Call Distinction College at 876-356-4167 or 354-8560. Visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, Ocho Rios Online, or St. Elizabeth.
Think ahead, make a plan. We got the freedom of choice.
Lark, long-acting reversible contraceptives. I made my choice 6 years ago. I have an IUCD, also called copper T, and it will go and protect me from pregnancy for another 4 years at least. My choice was an implant. It lasts for 5 years. When I'm ready for a baby, I just make doctor take it out. Contact the National Family Planning Board at 968-1632 to find out more about the Lark.
Think ahead, make a plan. We got the freedom of choice.
Love 101 invites you to set your day before it begins with midnight prayer and praise, Mondays at midnight. It's the third prayer watch, a period of much spiritual activity. You will be strengthened during this time of prayer and praise. Midnight prayer and praise is during the third watch of the night, the time to strengthen yourself spiritually and seek direction. Time to command your day. Midnight prayer and praise, Mondays at midnight through to 3 a.m. early Tuesday morning. 3 hours to set your day with prayers offered in each hour. Midnight prayer and praise is on the family station, Love 101.
Get ready for an inspiring time inside Love in the Morning with me, your host, Jakal Dyer, this Monday, April 29. Listen throughout the show for tips on how to become the best version of who you are in the future becoming you. Grab your cup of coffee and start the day right with the Morning Coffee Pick Me Up devotional at 6 a.m. Then cruise with Love on your radio inside Drive Time Jammings with great music to lift your day. At 8:30 a.m. inside The Healthy Way, we discuss crashing fatigue in menopause. And at 9:30, we wrap things up with something more. Brought to you by the Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center. So stick and stay with us. This Pick Me Up Monday inside Love in the Morning, 5 to 10 a.m. on the family station, Love 101.
Make sure your money.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, the last quarter of the show, right here on the family station, Love 101 FM. All right, so the Penn Relays are always something that Jamaicans look forward to, as most of our high school athletes, standout high school athletes at the Boys and Girls Championships, they get an opportunity to go in the US and to be able to perform. And as usual, they did not disappoint. So the Penn Relays, they took on a different structure this year, with the boys competing on one day and then the girls competing on the other. So the girls, they would have competed yesterday, completed all their finals, and then today the boys would compete. And that's as it relates to track and field. The track aspect, rather, because there were some field events that Jamaica did take part in, as it relates to the boys. So we're going to look at how the girls did yesterday. And, you know, it is always interesting because, you know, in this age of social media, there are always talks as to which team is better. And this is where the rivalry really starts, especially with the athletes in the US. And I mean, I'm sure our girls or boys, I mean, they always look forward to this type of event. Again, this is also an opportunity that they will have to right? An opportunity that they will have to showcase to scouts, college scouts in the US. A lot of the scouts, a lot of the colleges, they attend this meet and they get a chance to, you know, show what they're made of. And some of them normally get the chance, of course, when they attend the pen relays, they get a chance to visit some of the colleges to see what, have meetings with the colleges to see what type of packages these colleges have to offer. And it's usually after pen relays we hear where or top champs athletes where they sign to, as that's where they would do well. That's where the normal final sign off takes place. But let's talk about yesterday. Heidel in the high school girls 4x1 championship of America. Heidel, they won in 44.71 seconds. Edwin Allen, they came second in 44.96 seconds. And of course, Jamaica took a 1-2-3 in that. Another team from Jamaica, St. Jago, they came third in 45.14. Just to say also that at the pen relays, at the pen relays, it is not limited to like a particular age group. So schools are represented by their fastest athletes. So whether that athlete is in class 3-2-1 on the boys' side or 4-3-2-1 on the girls' side, it's usually the fastest athletes that go, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're only class 1 athletes that will attend the pen release. So I think I should have, said that. In terms of in the 4x4 high school championship of America, Heidel, they were winners again in that category, finishing first in 3 minutes, 34.78 seconds. And it's good to see Heidel winning again. I think they've now won this title 3 years in a row. Correct, yes. They have now won this title 3 years in a row. Before that, Jamaica had not won the title in a little while. So it was good to see Heidel getting the win. We had other Jamaican schools in that race. Edwin Allen, they finished fourth in 3 minutes 43.62 seconds. Wilma's girls, they finished seventh in 3 minutes 48.83 seconds. Very technical, they finished eighth in 3 minutes 49.50 seconds. And so not only are the top schools participating, but the other schools also will get a chance, or they do get a chance to participate at the pen relays. I do believe the schools, the girls also took place in the 4x4 championship of America. And I do believe Edwin Allen, they lost their title in that. They came second behind Union Catholic out of New Jersey. Edwin Allen, they clocked 8 minutes 50.76 seconds. They finished seventh. Another Jamaican team, Homewood Technical, they finished fifth in 8 minutes 58.94 seconds. Alphonsus Davis, they finished in ninth in 9 minutes 13.83 seconds. And Union Catholic, they're going as back-to-back, yes, actually back-to-back champions of this. Edwin Allen have won it the last time, and they won in 2022 was the last time that they won the championship. Now, we also had competition as it relates to the girls. I do believe that took place on Thursday, though. The girls triple jumps. I'll tell you how it is that went and what were the results for or girls. So I'll tell you that in short order, what happened and I think that took place on Thursday. So let's talk about what happened on Thursday, because Thursday would have been mostly qualifications for Friday's finals, but I do believe they had field events happening on Friday, right? So in the high schools, girls discused throw, and that was in a championship. Excelsior's Nashada Seymour, she finished second with a throw of 48.08 meters. Another Jamaican completing from Alpha Academy, Sajay, she threw 41.86 meters. Another Jamaican. Okay, let's just go, because Najada Seymour finished second from Excelsior, 48.08. Abel Mills from St. Catherine, she finished third in with a throw of 48.01 meters. Athelia Price, Clarendon College, she threw 45.21 meters. Sajay from Alpha Academy, she finished sixth in 41.86 meters. Janae Lindsay from Manchester, she finished seventh in 41.69. Abigail Bennett from Melgrove, she finished eighth in 39.69 meters, right? So those were the girls who participated in the discus championship. Will go on to the shot put championship. Kimika Smith of St. Jago, she finished third with 13.46 meters. Marla K. Lampart of Clarendon College, she finished second in 13.64 meters. Another Jamaican, Kalia Bailey, she finished fifth in 12.73 meters. Altonique James from Excelsior, she finished sixth in 12.70 meters. And Nastasio Burrell of Hydel, she finished 10th in 12.25 meters. So as you can see, as you can hear rather, a lot of the Jamaicans, they take part in terms of representation all round for the pen relay. So it's not just a track, but also on the field that most of these athletes, they do get an opportunity. Jaden Dawkins, and this is in the girls triple jump. Jaden Dawkins, she won that event. So Jamaica came first to fourth in the high school girls triple jump. Jaden Dawkins of St. Jago winning. Jada Robinson of Immaculate came third. Celine Riddle of Homo Technical came third. Jada Robinson came second, rather. Rochelle Stanley of Stets, she came fourth. Yeah, and so the Jamaicans dominated the triple jump for girls as right, correct. And then today, the boys, they will take part, and I do believe we do have good representation in all the events as it relates to the boys' school, and we'll be participating in the 4x1, 4x4, and 4x8. So, of course, we will give you the results of those next week. Yesterday, there was results, I do believe, Penn from JC. So JC would have won the boys, high school boys championship, long jump and triple jump. So those were good performances, and we just look forward to what the boys or the rest of the boys will put on in terms of today or for the rest of the day. So yeah, that's the pen release happening in Philadelphia, USA. And so yeah, so we've come to the end of the show today. Thank you so much for tuning to Sports Talk. We do this every Saturday between the hours of 1 to 2 p.m. And of course, have yourself a great weekend until we see each other next week for another Sports Talk right here on the #1 gospel station, Love 101 FM. Have a good Saturday.